Have you ever bought the same supplement twice because you forgot you already tried it? Yeah, been there, got the t-shirt, and the magnesium spray, and the melatonin gummies that taste like stale fruit snacks. According to a 2025 OnePoll survey, women in perimenopause and menopause spend about $500 a year on supplements, apps, and other health products to balance our hormones. And yet, 76% of us say our symptoms haven't changed. Not one little bit. And neither has the number on the scale. Here's the thing, ladies. Throwing money at our symptoms isn't the same as solving them. Especially when half the stuff we wind up buying isn't rooted in actual results. It's rooted in marketing. In today's episode, I'm peeling back the curtain on 6 of my favorite tools under $100 that actually support hormone balance and can help you move the dial on midlife weight loss. So, grab a quick potty break and don't trip over your smart scale, the one that says you're 15% body fat in your left thigh. And I'll be back to break it all down in less than 90 seconds. Welcome to Are You There Midlife? It's me, Monica. Hi, I'm Monica Topetti, wife, mom, health coach, and hormone imbalance survivor. And I'm on a mission to help women in midlife balance hormones naturally without drugs, doctors, or divorce. Are you tired of dealing with heavy, painful periods that look like a crime scene? Are you sick of struggling with anxiety, fatigue, or brain fog that... What was I just saying? Are you frustrated doing all the things to lose weight but still packing on pounds faster than a real housewife changes Birkins? Girl, you are in the right place. Join me each week as I spill the tea on what to expect in perimenopause and beyond. From IBS to insomnia, bloating to funky body odor, I'll unpack all the weird stuff happening inside our midlife bodies, plus give you the latest science and holistic solutions to manage it all. So ditch the Spanx and hop on board the Hot Mess Express. Let's do this. Hey, beautiful. Welcome back to the show. Okay, so if you've ever felt like weight loss in midlife comes with its own secret rule book, you're not wrong. Because between the shifting hormones and slowed metabolism and the fact that most of us are just flat out exhausted from juggling all the things, it's no wonder that what used to work suddenly doesn't. That's why the wellness industry is a $1.8 trillion with a T dollar machine, and midlife women are a huge target. Now, I know I've talked about this ad nauseum, but just because something's trending on TikTok doesn't mean it's worth your money or your metabolism. In last week's episode, What to Know Before Intermittent Fasting, we kicked off the conversation about hormone balancing tools by unpacking why fasting works wonders for some women and backfires for others, depending on what's happening with your hormones. I'll be sure to link episode 75 in today's show notes in case you missed it. This week, we're continuing the conversation by zooming in on 6 of my favorite tools under $100 that are actually worth our time, our energy, and our money. So let's dive in. Let's start with a freebie that can actually save you hundreds of dollars in lab work and a whole lot of frustration. It's my hormone symptom profile assessment, and you can take it for free right now at bit.ly/takemyhormonequiz. Now, this assessment was developed by 3 functional medicine doctors, and it uses a powerful tool called hormone symptom profiling that helps identify patterns of imbalance based on the symptoms you're experiencing right now. It's the exact assessment I use with my clients to uncover 9 of the most common hormone imbalances in women, from perimenopause through postmenopause, including low progesterone, estrogen dominance, adrenal fatigue, and underactive thyroid. Why is this a critical first step in balancing our hormones? Because our symptoms often show up long before our blood work says anything is wrong. Now, I took a deep dive into the role of hormone receptors and inflammation back in episode 57, but here's the gist. When we're dealing with inflammation from things like stress, environmental or dietary toxins, or even poor gut health, our hormones can't do their job, even if our labs come back quote-unquote normal. And knowing which hormones are out of balance is a critical first step in balancing our hormones because we can't fix what we don't understand. This assessment is quick, it's easy, and as I mentioned, free. And nearly 1,600 women have already taken it to better understand their symptoms, their hormones, and why they're doing everything right, but still not feeling better or losing weight. So, go to bit.ly/take my hormone quiz or click the link in the show notes to take this free assessment. And spoiler, when you complete the assessment, you'll unlock a special bonus that I'll tell you a little bit more later in this episode. The second tool that can seriously change the game for hormone balance and fat loss is a digital food scale. And the cost is $15 or less. I know you probably have a love-hate, mostly hate relationship with the scale right now, but this scale's different. Why? Because it's not about being obsessive, it's about being informed. Did you know that most women in midlife are actually under-eating without even realizing it? Well, you do if you listen to this podcast regularly, because I actually broke down exactly how eating too little can stall our hormones and weight loss back in episode 74, just a couple weeks ago. But one of the biggest factors is protein, an essential macronutrient that provides the building blocks our bodies need to produce hormones like estrogen and progesterone. We also need protein to help stabilize our blood sugar, which is critical if you're trying to shrink belly fat, reduce cravings, or stop crashing by 3 p.m. Food scales can show us what a real portion actually looks like. Not the, I think that's 4 ounces blob we scooped onto our plate while refereeing snack wars and cleaning dried ketchup off our shirt. And I promise this isn't about weighing every bite of lettuce for the rest of your life. It's about learning how to fuel your body intentionally so your hormones can do their job, because we can't balance what we don't measure. Next up is a tool that's pretty easy to dismiss until you realize it can finally explain why your quote-unquote eating clean hasn't been moving the scale. It's a macro tracking app or food tracking app, and the cost ranges from free to about $79 a year. I use MyFitnessPal, but MacroStacks and Chronometer are other great options. I recommend choosing whichever one doesn't make you want to throw your phone across the room. I've actually been using MyFitnessPal for the last 10 years. Yeah, albeit not always consistently, but I truly believe it's been one of the keys in helping me stabilize my blood sugar, support my hormones, and lose 20 pounds and keep it off in my 40s and 50s. Most of us in midlife need a better balance of protein, healthy fats, and fiber at every meal to be eating in a way that supports hormone balance. These macronutrients work synergistically to stabilize our blood sugar throughout the day, regulate our cortisol, reduce cravings, and keep our metabolism from crashing. But when our blood sugar's all over the place because we've been grazing all day, or substituting coffee for breakfast, or eating carby snacks with little to no protein, it doesn't just affect weight loss. It can also impact our mood, worsen PMS symptoms and sleep, and drain our energy. not to mention the effect it has on our hormones. Apps like MyFitnessPal show us exactly which macronutrients and micronutrients our body is actually missing. And they give us personalized data and daily accountability that teach us how to eat for our hormones and body goals while helping us stay on track. While the free version of these apps work great, the paid versions actually give you some cool bonus features like automatic grocery lists, a barcode scanner, and advanced macro tracking, so you can stay consistent without having to overthink every meal. The fourth tool I want to talk about today is 3 foundational hormone support supplements that I recommend to every one of my clients, no matter her age, stage of menopause, or imbalance. They are vitamin D3 with K2, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamin C with zinc. And the cost is about $50 or less for a 2 to 3 month supply. Think of these as your daily hormone insurance policy. They don't just support your hormones, they give your body the raw materials it needs to produce, regulate, and communicate with them. First up is vitamin D3 with K2. Most women in midlife run low on vitamin D, and that's essential because vitamin D actually is not a vitamin. It's a hormone, and it influences several other hormones. It supports estrogen and progesterone regulation, improves thyroid function, and even helps with insulin sensitivity, which plays a major role in midlife fat storage. It's important to take K2 with D3 to direct the calcium that D3 helps absorb to where our body needs it most, like our bones, which becomes even more critical as we lose estrogen throughout menopause. Next are omega-3 fatty acids, which are typically sourced from fatty fish or algae, and they contain anti-inflammatory fats that support hormone production, reduce cortisol, and help improve insulin sensitivity. Omega-3s also help our cells stay receptive to something called hormone signaling, which basically helps reduce inflammation and supports better hormonal communication overall. We need to supplement with omega-3s because our bodies can't produce them on their own. And chronic inflammation from processed foods, stress, and everyday toxins only makes this need greater. And last is vitamin C with zinc, which supports adrenal function, influences blood sugar regulation, and protects our hormones from oxidative stress, thanks to its antioxidant power. Zinc also helps support thyroid hormone conversion, testosterone metabolism, ladies, and healthy ovulation. These 2 nutrients get depleted fast whenever we're under stress or inflamed, which is basically all of the time in perimenopause or beyond. So, supplementation is key in rebalancing our hormones. While it's true we can get some of these nutrients from our food, most of us aren't getting enough through diet alone, and that's where targeted supplementation fills in the gaps. The 5th tool is something I recommend to every woman in midlife, especially if you are addicted to spin class or spending hours on end on the elliptical. It's a simple set of resistance bands with handles. Cost about $25 or less. Because when it comes to hormone balance in midlife, muscle is magic. More muscle means more mitochondria, which means better insulin sensitivity and a natural boost in human growth hormone, or HGH. That's the stuff that actually burns fat and builds strength as we age. And resistance bands, they can give us full body strength training without the joint strain, the gym commute, or the clunky weights, not to mention the grunting and sweat in the weight room. I recommend ones with handles so you can mimic dumbbell moves like squats, rows, and presses, all from the comfort of your living room. Bonus, they travel well. And that's important because your hormones don't take a vacation, even when you do. And the sixth tool is a sleep and activity tracker. And you can get one nowadays for about $100. Now, before you roll your eyes and tell me, I already know I don't sleep enough, hear me out. Because it's not just about how many hours of sleep you're getting, although that is important. It's also about the quality of those hours. We already know that when we don't sleep well, whether our sleep is interrupted or just inconsistent, it disrupts our melatonin and cortisol, tanks our insulin sensitivity, and increases cravings for all the wrong foods. And that, of course, can lead to fat storage, especially in our belly. A tracker lets us see which habits, like that wine we had at dinner or that late scroll sesh, are having an immediate effect on our sleep. As for counting our steps, trackers help us gamify movement with weekly challenges, hourly or daily reminders, and step goals that make us more likely to get up and move. Because when we don't move, our cortisol climbs, our metabolism slows, and hormone balance and weight loss become a whole lot harder. Now, I know that was 6 tools, but wait, before you peace out and go order a digital food scale on Amazon, I got one more bonus tool for you. And this one might be the most powerful of all. It's called my Hormone Balance Breakthrough Call. And it's a one-on-one session with me where I help you identify the root cause or causes of your hormonal symptoms. Now, why is this so important? Because once you know what's driving your symptoms, you can finally stop chasing quick fixes and start making changes that work with your body, not against it. Now, normally this hour-long call is $127, but you'll unlock an exclusive 24-hour discount of just $67 when you take my free hormone symptom profile assessment over at bit.ly/takemyhormonequiz. In this call, we'll unpack your complete hormone symptom profile results, connect the dots between your nutrition, health history, habits, and symptoms, and discuss a personalized roadmap of what to focus on first so you can move forward with confidence. If you're feeling overwhelmed, drowning in information, or are just tired of trying generic hormone advice that sounds promising but never quite delivers, this call is your next best step to feeling like you again. Just go to bit.ly/takemyhormonequiz and complete the assessment to immediately unlock this special limited offer. Because this call is the difference between trying everything and finally doing what works. So there you go. 6 of my favorite tools and 1 bonus tool under $100 for hormone balance and perimenopause weight loss. Join me back here next week when we'll continue the hormone balancing tools conversation, and I'll share the best diet to burn fat and balance hormones in perimenopause. Until then, wishing you health, happiness, and fewer hot flashes. Hey friend, can I call you friend? Because I already feel like we're friends in my head. Did this podcast teach you something, make you laugh, or feel less like an alien? If so, I would be so incredibly grateful if you could take just 60 seconds to rate, review, and subscribe. That is the #1 way you can thank me and support the show. Until next week, stay cool and keep away from sharp objects.